today what we are doing, the class test that you had last week. I'm giving you feedbacks on that. So the first question we have dealt with the first question. The second question, everyone please look at the script. What are the main characteristics of the Crown Court? Okay, first there are two characteristics. Number one, it deals with indictable or serious criminal offences. Number two, it uses jury for trial. Okay. If it says if your answer has got both of them, both the elements, you give two. If it says one, then give one. And jury is used for trial.
So if somebody knows the law, Crown Court is likely to criminal protection.
Crown Court is a criminal court. Crown Court is a criminal court. What does it say?
The criminal court mainly deals with the serious offense.
That's fine.
Just criminal dispute.
Did it say which criminal offense? No. Then no marks. Are we clear? Two striking features of the Crown Court. Number one, it deals with indictable or serious offences. Number two, it uses jury in trial. No. Are we clear? Okay. Then you have to write three definitions. One is common law, one is delegated legislation, and one is act of parliament. Okay. Now, there is no hard and fast answer to it. Okay, but still, let me tell you the answers. What is how do you define common law?
Law is common to all parts of the country.
The law which is common to all parts of the country is common law, established through judges. So hence common law is also known as judge-made law. If you find these elements roughly, you can give 2 marks.
So judge.
There is one.
Judgment law is
One. Law which is
Followed by the identicals.
no.
Common law the pura country সব জায়গায় ইউজ হয় খালি ইংল্যান্ড আর ওয়েলস না স্যার
Originates from there.
originates from there.
Are we clear? So common law is the law which is common to all parts of the country. Number one. Number two, common law is common law comes from where? From the judicial pronouncements. Am I clear? So that's why we call it judge-made law. Right. What is delegated legislation? Any idea? What is it? Why it is called delegated legislation?
It is passed on to the lowest ministers.
You see, I get your answer that yes, the laws which are being made by the executive organs.
And they gave the power to the executive.
That's the key part. They gave the power to the executive. You see, if you look at the term delegated legislation, you see, the answer to this question lies with the question itself. Okay, when it says delegated legislation,
The law made by the delegate.
no, look at it differently. First, you ask yourself, who has the main duty of lawmaking? Who has the main power of lawmaking? It is the legislature. Right. No, think about it. So the legislature has the main function of lawmaking, main power of lawmaking. Then question is, how can the executive make the law? এভাবে আসি, look at it. আমাদের next question কি? Act of Parliament. Guys, next two questions. One is delegated legislation, one is Act of Parliament, right? Now, Act of Parliament, can we call it in a very layman's term as Parliament's law? Can we call it in a very layman's term? Parliament's law? Delegated legislation, as it is made by the executive, can we call it the executive's law? In a very layman's term? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
As it is made by the Parliament, it is Parliament's law. As it is made by the executive, it is the executive's law. Very simply, we can do that, right? Now think, if the lawmaking function lies with the Parliament, how can the executive make that law? That's my question. We are saying that the main lawmaking power is with the Parliament. Then how this body make the law?
Separation of powers.
This body could only make law when the Parliament has delegated its lawmaking power to that body. So, who gave the power to whom? The Parliament delegated the power to the executive. And that's the reason when the executive makes the law, by that power we call it delegated legislation.
মানে যেটা পার্লামেন্ট অ্যাকচুয়ালি অথরাইজ করছে।
Yes, without the delegation, without the authority of the Parliament, the executive cannot make the law, delegated legislation. Am I clear? Okay. So the question to it lies with the answer to it lies with the question itself. The Parliament, look at the answer. The answer is the Parliament delegates its lawmaking power to the executive. More appropriately, when the Parliament delegates its lawmaking power to a competent body or person, and when that competent body or person makes the law, we call that law as delegated legislation. So if I am the Parliament, I have the power of lawmaking. What I do, I delegate my lawmaking power to you. Who are you? You are that competent person or you are that competent body. Am I clear? So if Parliament gives authority to the Mayor of London to decide which roads to use for bicycles, and the Mayor of London issues an order or a bylaw, then what do we call it? We call that a delegated legislation. How did he do that? Who gave him the power? The Parliament gave him the power. Am I clear? Which tells us another story, that is, without an act of Parliament, we cannot have a delegated legislation. There must be a primary law to have a secondary law. Am I clear? Is the relationship between the two? Okay. Why do we need the primary legislation to make the delegated legislation? Because through the primary legislation, the Parliament shall delegate its power to the executive. Am I clear? So the answer to it is in the question. When the Parliament delegates its lawmaking authority to a competent person or body, and when that competent person or body makes the law, we call that a delegated legislation or secondary legislation. Am I clear? Can the Parliament look at this? When the executive is making the delegated legislation, can they do whatever they want to? No.
They're limited by the Parliament.
What they have to do? They can only do it within the remit fixed by the
Parliament.
Parliament. So what? Yes, very good. So what did they do? The Parliament has fixed an umbrella. You make the law, you stay within that umbrella. Yes, you will stay within that umbrella. That umbrella is what we can call as the intention of the Parliament, the remit fixed by the Parliament. If the executive exceeds this, then what we call it? An ultra virus. Sir? Ultra virus.
Ultra virus.
ultravirus. Ultravirus.
Oh, virus.
Yes, ultravirus, not virus.
Virus.
Okay, ultravirus means exceeding someone's authority. Parliament gave you authority to stay within this. If you go beyond it, if you come here, then are you within the authority? No, you are not within the authority. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
What is delegated legislation and what is an act of parliament?
What?
Prime Minister, ministers, civil service, they are the executive body. All right. Everyone clear on these questions? So you can mark it. You can mark your answers.
0.
Sitting act of parliament.
You see, let me ask you one question, a very common sense question. Why would the parliament delegate its power to the
To
executive?
save time,
Whose time? To save whose time?
parliament's time. They have a lot of
Okay.
things.
And what else? What else would be there? What would be?
Yeah, public influence to parliament area.
Publication of anything directly involved. Wrong.
Why would the
Good.
Why would the parliament give its power to the executive? Number one is to save time. What else? So save time.
Public opinion.
What do you mean by public opinion?
Parliament, the population directly involved. So,
Well, parliament represents the electorate. If you say that parliament doesn't have any connection with the public, then that does make sense because they represent the people.
Actually,
So what you are saying that the power to make delegated legislation is given to the executive is to use the expertise. Am I right? Because the executive may have the expertise on that. To use that expertise, we use we give it to the executive. One big reason is the saving time. Huge reason is the saving time. And also the expert knowledge. What is the disadvantage of it? Can you tell me what is the disadvantage of the delegated legislation? Can you think about a negative aspect of delegated legislation?
Sir, যখন কোনো important বিষয়ে যে legislation কে দেওয়া হবে, তখন they may wrong interpret করতে পারে।
No. Anything else? Can you think about it? What is the characteristics of Act of Parliament and what is the characteristics of delegated legislation?
Act of Parliament হচ্ছে big law যেগুলো মানে ওদেরকে দিলে আনফেয়ার দেখাবে প্লাস ধর পার্লামেন্ট তো হ্যাজ পাবলিকলি চোজেন সো মানে যদি ম্যাজিস্ট্রেটরা বা মন্ত্রী করে তো মানে ওরা পাবলিকরা মনে করবে যে মানে আমরা তো চাই না লটা ওরা করছে মানে কি ফ্রিডম আছে বুঝতে পারছো
Go on, think. Faisal, what is the thing? What is the negative thing you can think about of a delegated legislation?
So misuse of power.
Why do you think it can?
If it is a country like Bangladesh, they'll misuse the power. And let me
Well, you can challenge it. You see, this is democratic and this is not democratic.
Oh. আমি এটাই বলতে চাইছিলাম
Yes, that's why I encouraged you to say. You could not express it properly. I could see that you are going to that direction. Very simple. This is democratic. This has got all the democratic elements because it is passed by the parliament. Is it democratic? No, not really. That is one of the criticisms of delegated legislation. Are we clear? Okay, good. Let's go move on to question number 4. Act of Parliament is part of the law made by the Parliament. You know, which is the primary legislation. We have one.
আমারটা কেউ কোশ্চেন করছে আমি আমারটা সাথে নিয়ে করব
No, I'll do that.
রাইটিং খুব বাজে
It is to make the
Sorry.
It is to make the right.
Are you all clear? Okay, let's move on to question number 4.
that is better than my answer.
You see, question number 4. Listen. Question number 4. What is the question number 4? Question number 4.
executive and
How
judiciary
can the executive and the judiciary make law? So we know, with this question we already know how can the executive make the law. What would be your answer? How can the executive make the law?
by delegated
The executive can make the law by way of a delegated legislation, authority given by whom? Authority given by the parliament. And how can the judiciary make law? So through common law, right? Through the judicial pronouncements, through statutory interpretation. Okay. What do you mean? I didn't read your question. Stare decisis is a common law principle, not anything imposed by the statute. You have to understand. Stare decisis is a common law principle. Principle established by the court itself. Yeah. It can happen. Say if a court gives say court has given a judgment which parliament doesn't agree. The parliament
public policy sensitive issues are
usually no. But the parliament, as the highest lawmaking body, parliament has that authority. Let me give you example of Burma Oil Company versus Lord Advocate. There's a case called Burma Oil Company versus Lord Advocate, where the House of Lords gave a ruling saying that those who had their property destroyed during World War II should be compensated. And government realized that if this judgment is applied, they will be bankrupt actually, literally, because it would open the floodgates. So what the parliament did, the parliament passed the law called War Damages Act 1965. Through the War Damages Act 1965, it has actually made that decision useless, because parliament is saying that no, there will be no such compensation. Yeah, there's a retrospective effect. Yes, it can happen if there is a decision by the court which the parliament does not agree, it can interfere by making a law. But generally, it doesn't, unless there is an overwhelming reason. Are we clear? So the answer to first question number 4 is the executive makes law by way of delegated legislation as authorized by the parliament, and the judiciary makes the law by way of common law through the judicial pronouncements. That would be the answer. All right. Okay. Number 5. What is UKSC? Very easy question.
United Kingdom Supreme Court.
Supreme banan ki?
As you
I mean, I just saw someone doing it twice. And EWCA, England and Wales. Wales banan good.
WHC sir, please Lawrence sir.
Okay. One perfect. Right. Question number 6. What is stare decisis? What is stare decisis?
Sir, stare decisis is a Latin form.
Can I hear one more press?
What is stare decisis? We have done it. Tell me.
Previous decisions must be followed. Stare decisis is the Latin form. Of what? And
Problem that I can see that many of you do not study at home. You just wait for somebody to feed you. The spoon feed you. That's the problem. You see, the videos that I have uploaded, the things that materials that I have uploaded, if anybody looks at those, should not have any problem actually. Okay, you can't just wait for things to happen in class. You have to go back home and study on your own. So, do you recall the pyramid structure?
yes, sir.
Now, we discussed this pyramid structure, remember? What does stare decisis mean?
Stand by previous decision, our previous cases must be followed.
To stand by
Later decision. And same cases treated alike.
What do you mean by to stand by previously decided cases? What does that mean?
To follow the previously decided cases.
Why would you follow the previously decided cases?
Consistency.
Consistency.
Certainty.
What is it? You do it for rigidity? But that's the negative side. Okay. I'm saying, why would somebody follow the previous decision? It saves time, isn't it? It makes life easier to follow the previous decision. It gives us consistency, certainty, all the good things you can think of. But does it? Then you ask, does it always help? No, it doesn't. When it doesn't help? When it doesn't help? Sorry? You know, when? How did you realize?
Different.
Yes, when you get a unique situation. When you get a unique situation, something came up that there is no example. You know, there is no similar thing happened in the past. A unique situation came up. Society has changed. Social circumstances has changed. Okay, what would you do? Can you continue to follow the previous decisions? Am I clear? So now, stare decisis. Listen, guys. Stare decisis. Let me redefine this. You know, stare decisis is the common law principle based on which we have the rules of precedent. So the rules of precedent is based on the principle of stare decisis. Are you writing it down? You should. I told, although I said this thing many times in class, but as you are too engrossed in other things in life, you seem to have a shorter memory, attention span.
So 11 minutes.
Yes. Okay. So let me explain. Let me say this thing. Stare decisis is the principle on which the rules of precedent is based. The rules of precedent are based. So it means that the courts must stand by. The courts must stand by previously decided cases. Full stop. It has two aspects. Number one,
Previous decision must
lower courts are bound by the decision of the higher courts, and later courts are bound by the decision of the earlier court of the sender. Remember?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you only took last year particularly the
Later courts are bound by the decision of the earlier court of the same level.
Sir, you took last year.
Okay. Now, tell me one thing. Look at question number 7. Question number 7 answer is given. This is the hierarchy.
Sir,
Yes? I'll be happy.
sir,
Answer to question number 7 is here. So you can mark your paper now. You can, if it is done that way, good.
should I give him half a mark for writing it automatically?
No. 0. Now, do you think, one question, do you think Privy Council should be part of it?
No, sir.
Why not?
Sir, it's outside.
What does it deal with?
Commonwealth countries are
What does it deal with? Privy Council deals with which type of cases? Can America send a case to you, to Privy Council?
No, sir.
Why not? You said outside of UK.
They're not the member of the
Yes, it's basically from Commonwealth countries. You know, so, but most of the Commonwealth countries now is not. So, if when Hong Kong was part of the British territory, was it British territory? They used to send cases from Hong Kong to
UK.
to Privy Council.
hospital.
Yes. Do you recall? I don't know how familiar are you with the world map, but because of the World Cup now, you must know where is New Zealand, right? Do you know where is Australia and New Zealand? Do you recall the? Do you know the name of the sea between New Zealand and Australia?
Atlantic Ocean.
Sir, there must have the Tasmania.
Yes, that's the Tasmanian Sea. That's the Tasmanian Sea.
Tasmanian Sea.
Yeah, the Tasmanian Sea between Australia and New Zealand. Okay. And then what is which ocean is after that? No.
Pacific.
Yes, that is the Pacific. The Pacific is between Australia and New Zealand. You know, that vast water is between Asia, Australia, and the American continents is Pacific. Now, if you look beyond New Zealand, in between New Zealand and the American continent, you will see there are a lot of small islands. Islands are there. These are what we call the Polynesian or Micronesian countries, and many of these islands are British protectorates. They are very tiny islands, and they sometimes, for them to be council can be used as
The high school.
for example, Tahiti. Yeah. Fiji used to send their cases to Privy Council, but many countries nowadays not. Hawaii is part of
Sir,
it. Yes.
Why do some countries like Japan and would still want to be a part of part Okay, like, why don't they want Michigan? It's just
Because there are many British people are there, and they find that they are better off. Okay, let's move to question number 8. Explain the practice of precedent of UKSC in light of the practice statement 1966.
Before 1966,
Read the question. What is the question asking you to do?
Post 1966.
Read the question again. If you ask me which question was the most difficult of all these questions, these are the difficult.
please.
The durability and the practice of precedent.
What is the question? Read the question again. Read the question again.
মানে কন্ট্রাস্ট মানে 1966 এর আগের পরিচয় আমি আনসারটা ভুল লিখতে
Explain the practice of precedent in UK Supreme Court. In light of the
to follow their.
Sir,
our point. Yeah, guys, you cannot score marks, good marks, if you not understand what question is asking.
সুপ্রিম কোর্ট হওয়ার পরে ওখানে প্র্যাকটিস স্টেটমেন্টটা মানে প্র্যাকটিস পলিসি
Precisely.
House of Lords.
আবারও পড়েন UKSC. Read it.
explain the practice of precedent
And আমরা বইটা রাখি। Don't come to my class, I will come to pass.
স্যার ইচ্ছে করে আপনি লাস্টে প্র্যাকটিস স্টেটমেন্ট 1966 দিয়েছেন না কনফিউজ করার জন্য তাই এখন 1966 করছি স্যার আমি এখন বুঝছি
Read it again. Look at it. Listen, guys. Listen. Listen. Practice statement was applied to whom?
House of Lords.
We still have no. What do we have in place of that?
Supreme Court.
And the practice statement 1966, the change of practice statement 1966 is if that was applied to House of Lords, then that must be applied to Supreme Court.
Yes.
So what was applied to House of Lords should be applied to Supreme Court. So what would you say? What would you say? The Supreme Court is still bound by its own previous decision, but can depart from its previous decision whenever it is. Yes, slide over that, yes.
So you please sounds like important.
No, let I do that. Let me remind you the PowerPoint. I told you to have a look at the PowerPoint.
Student Amako. It's not bound by the previous system, but it is bound by the previous system.
I am going to do that shit.
That one is fine.
The Lord of Ages.
আমাকে একটা নামটা একটু বলুন এটা কোনটা রাফসান সার্ভিস ও রাফসান ওই যে 3-4টা বড় কপি আছে ও রাফসানটা শুরু এই আমার I'm so sorry.
Can you go and hold the You will have another exam next week.
Discuss no discuss
So this is the hierarchy. Sorry. How was your contract law test?
এটা হয়নি আজকে টিউসডে নিবে মোস্ট প্রবলি মিসেস সালেন আবার টিউসডে জি শুনুন আমি তাকে বলি শুনুন আমি তাকে বলি নিজে পড়ো না আমাকে সাথে জিজ্ঞেস করো কথা বুঝতে বলতে
Okay, now let's go back to our question number 7, wasn't it? Question number 8. I asked you to read these slides. Look at this. You see, this is the hierarchy of the courts. What is it saying?
A plus R blocks in October 2009.
So, do we still have the House of Lords? We have the Supreme Court. Supreme Court. Now, then read the last one.
Until 1966, the House of Lords was bound by its own previous decision. This blocked the development of case law when Parliament is intervened to change the law.
We are clear so far, right? Let's look at the next one. Read it, everyone. If you read this question, if you read this segment, can you see the answer to your question number 8? Am I right? You could not answer because you did not read the slides. As simple as it is. I gave this question to test whether you whether you are actually looking at the slides. And it clearly shows that you did not really read the slides. I don't know what you are doing. Farzal, slide language কি খুব কঠিন? তাহলে পড়েন না কেন বলেন? বলেন। স্লাইডগুলি পড়েন না কেন? লোক চুপ করে থাকেন না, আমার বুঝতে হবে প্রবলেমটা কোথায়। Materials are there and I have gone through this slide 3 times. Okay, many times I have done it step by step, everything. I've done it without the slides, then looked at the slides, then again went back and did it. You people are not really looking at the materials given by BPP. And if you are not looking at the BPP materials, you are not going to do well. Now, when I say these things in class, you all seem to agree, but the moment you get out of this room, you start thinking something else. I don't know. You are not really studying. gave this question to test it, and I knew that this was one point where you will get it. Master class কয়টা ছিল? Class কয়টা ছিল আপনার? কেন আসছে এখন? Why? If you had a class at 3, why you are in Uttara? Go and stay there. Don't come to my class. I don't want you. আপনি খালেদ স্যারের কাছে পারমিশন নিয়ে আসবেন, তারপরে আমি আপনাকে আমার ক্লাসে ঢুকতে দিব, and I'll give you your history. I'll call all the faculty members. We'll check your history, and then I'll let you come to my class. You always seem to have a reason. You are very busy with other things in life. I don't want you here in my class. Please go. No. I have heard it. No. You always have a reason. You always seem to have a reason to come late, not to do study, not to do anything.
Sir, I will finish this, sir.
Okay, what? Now, people, why you are not looking at this thing? What would make your life easier? Look, you have to speak up. You have to tell me what would make your life easier. Well, so a weekly exam the new book. The কথা ছিল weekly exam the new book আপনাদের পড়তে হবে। আপনারা মেটেরিয়াল পড়েন না। আমি কিসের উপরে পরীক্ষা নেব? Slides না পড়লে কেমনে হবে?
একই জিনিস দেওয়া আছে,
Then
but কিছু কিছু জিনিস
look at it. You read these things, but when I just presented it before you differently, you all are lost. Am I right? You have done a practice statement. You have done precedent in House of Courts. You have done precedent in Supreme Court. But when I gave a question little differently, you all are lost. You are not getting the answer. Am I right? Which means that you are not actually doing the studies properly. You are not looking the materials. You are not thinking. You are trying to memorize it. Okay. My fear is you straight away start thinking, well, I don't understand it here. Let me go to a private tutor who will give me, who has the magic to solve it. But I know it will not. Then you get a wrong material, then you get wrong guidance, and then you are into plagiarism and you are into other issues. That's the thing. Now, you seem to have a mental block of not looking at the value. Am I right? How many times do you log into the value a week? Starting with you. How many times do you log into the value? Sorry? In a week? Okay. What do you do? Do you want to
নোটিস করুন একটা পার্ট আছে আপনি টোটাল মানে লাস্ট টাইম ঢুকে কত মিনিট ছিলেন আর টোটাল কত মিনিট টোটাল দিয়ে
So you are basically accumulating the time.
না আমি
You are actually accumulating time. You are not studying. You see, it's like, well, I'm going in there because I need to do it for you. It's like attending classes but not reading things, but not being present. You know, not having presence of mind in the class. Now, further, I take you. Sorry, I'm not going to say Baba to say because I'm not going to example. What is the difficulty here to understand? I do not think B2B gave anything here which is difficult to understand. It simply says the practice statement of 1966, which also applies to the Supreme Court. Now you all know practice statement 1966 was given for whom? For the House of Lords. Now it clearly says which also applies to Supreme Court. The thing which was applied to House of Lords is now also applicable for the Supreme Court. Now what was House of Lords allowed to do? The same thing will be the Supreme Court will be allowed to do. Question, am I right? Now look at question number 8. Read it. Everybody, read the question.
Sir, কেউ যদি মানে কোশ্চেন
Question board. Read the question. Done?
জি স্যার জি স্যার
Look at this. Do you get the answer?
জি স্যার
Does it now make sense? Does the question make sense? Now you ask yourself what you are thinking before I have shown you. Why are you right? You are completely thinking in a wrong direction. You see, the reason you are wrong is that you did not read the question properly. What you have done? No. When you are looking at the question, let me tell you this. When you looked at the question, you did not read the question properly. You just saw the practice statement analysis. The moment you saw the practice statement analysis, there you go. I know what is the answer. I'm going to write it. I'm going to write also plots. There you go, and your marks is gone.
তারপরে কি এক মার্ক পাবো না
No, because you did not understand the question. So, India, what was the turning point of the match? Assalamu alaikum. By the grace of Almighty Allah, players all played very well. The boys did very well. Batted very well. Did you answer the question? The answer is no. The question was what was the turning point, and you answered rubbish.
মেন পয়েন্টস গুলো করছি
No, it doesn't answer the question. If you want to do well in exam, follow a simple principle. That is, answer the question. As simple as it is. What to do to answer the question? Read the question. Read the question details. Do not do something what we call spotting. You try to spot words. What kind of words? Familiar words. So the moment you see practice statement 1966, your mind races to house of plots, not looking at the question, which doesn't ask you about house of plots, which asks you about Supreme Court. Am I clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Be careful. Now, come back to our problem. You are not reading the PP materials. I know a particular student who studies a full-time student in BP. He's a very good student who has done well in all exams. He failed in one particular subject.
Yes.
So when I was in London, I met him and asked him, why did you fail? Because once he failed, he get concepts in Facebook and text me, etc. And I don't know why I failed. I got so hard. So we went out for a coffee and like, why did you do like this? He said, look, I do all the missions. I got really hard and often fail. So I called up another student of PPP and I said, what did you want? He said, sir, what he did wrong was he worked very hard, but he did not do it. Okay, look, any university would want your studies to reflect their mission, your exams to reflect their mission. Very simple. Okay, so if University of London has their syllabus, they would want you to follow their syllabus. If you are a BPP student, BPP would of course want you to follow their syllabus. If you are a North-based student, you have to follow their syllabus, their pattern, their textbooks, their materials. So if you do not follow BPP material, it may not be enough to read lots of other books. Then you will be lost. You won't be able to answer their questions. Idea? So guys, I would hope what you can do. If you find it difficult, why don't you just print them? Think about it. You just print them. Put it as hard copy. And then you can write your notes and everything next to everything. PowerPoint to সুবিধা আছে এক পেজে 5-7টা জিনিস PowerPoint দিয়ে করা আছে slide print করা আছে but you have to find your way out of it. Okay. Now next question, what is the role of the Privy Council? We have already discussed. Okay. What is the pecuniary jurisdiction of the High Court in PI cases? That's something again, I think many of you did not really understand what is PI.
Sir, yes. Sir, I mean, personal information that didn't even close to making sense. So please, I'm answering it.
You see, when we looked at the jurisdiction of the courts, remember? We looked at all of them. Do you recall?
Yes.
That was the initial chapters, and it shows what is PI.
Yes, sir.
And that question was again another test of whether you are looking at the BPP materials properly. You did not.
Yeah.
So what will be the answer? What do you mean by pecuniary jurisdiction?
Yeah.
What do you mean by pecuniary jurisdiction?
Sir,
Is the question.
private.
What is the pecuniary jurisdiction of the High Court in PI cases? What do you mean by pecuniary jurisdiction?
Era একটা question ছিল স্যার answer that
It is not because discuss question number 10. Look at question number 10. What do you mean by pecuniary jurisdiction?
মানে কত টাকা and stuff
Is basically financial limits.
হ্যাঁ স্যার বের হওয়ার পর আমি জিনিসটা বলছি
High Court personal injury case financial limit
50,000 এটা বের হওয়ার পর আমি question
is 50,000 and above.
Ceramic greater than equal to 50,000.
that's fine but the question
Is 50,000 pounds and above.
cases dealing with cases dealing with
So this is the hierarchy of the courts. You see, I gave question from this from here. This is hierarchy of courts. If anybody can write it down. You see, all answers are there. Kunta? That's the thing.
usually claim 50,000 এখানে ব্র্যাকেটে কি আছে
All right. Are you all clear?
Yes, sir.
Good. Give me these tips back. I'll mark them. Don't worry. Give me this tips back. I want to give you this so that you also.
I'm writing to Bharat, sir. Sorry. Huh? Why? Oh, bike is not here.
Did I hear? Okay. We had two other things.
Sir, Bolton versus Sorry, page 2.
বসেন নমস্কার আমি যাচ্ছি না তো আমি যাচ্ছি তো
না 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 আমি ব্যাখ্যা বুঝাচ্ছি
শেষ হয়ে গেছে
না
so you had a task মনে আছে three cases one is I need you to write down the facts one is the law point and one is the judgment
Sir, legal points take
okay get your copy get your copy I want to see the answer. Write down these facts of Smith versus Safeway. Yeah. So facts of Smith versus Safeway. Do you have the case? Case of that? Yeah, you write it. Yeah, in your language. In your language. You write it. Smith versus Safeway facts. But I want it to have to be in your own language. Sir, I already wrote it.
ফ্যাক্স মানে একটা ছোট সামারি টাইপের
First, first question is advanced component, the first component, for persons, industrial.
Sir, this kind sir, আমি দুটোই আমি আচ্ছা আচ্ছা
treat people differently. Yeah.
Sir, I didn't understand. Sir, you want to listen?
Yeah, lawyers. Case in system. Who's that?
English, but I don't make sense.
Okay, guys, why do we need the facts in a case? Why would you take a fact in a case?
To reach a decision.
What decision? You are a lawyer. Why do you need the facts?
For to help the judges reach a decision.
I am your client. What do you ask me? I give you. You are a lawyer. What do you ask me? You ask me. You will ask me the story. What is my facts? What happened actually? Why I have come to you? Am I right? And the story that I am bringing you, that is the fact of the case. So every case has a story. What happened in Safeway? In Smith versus Safeway, Mr. Smith
Fired? Was fired?
No, don't jump the gun. Mr. Smith was employed by Safeway PLC as a daily assistant who had a long hair, which was in violation of their dress code, for which Mr. Smith was dismissed from his job.
So একটু কি elaborately লিখা যাবে যে ফার্স্ট সেকশন না কিন্তু পরে হইছে
Yes. Then you can say, then when once you are dismissed, Mr. Smith went to the Minister of Tribunal, claiming that his dismissal was unfair based on sexual delegated.
Sir, fact is often like summary of the
Yes. Why did he? You see, you have to. You see, I will tell you 2 hours story. I sit down and I tell you story for 2 hours. Would you write that 120 minutes transcript as the fact? No. You have to summarize it up. You have to squeeze it up and bring it and present it succinctly. That's how you should do it. So, my dear Masrur, it is very important that you have the skills of reading a case, which clearly you did not read. Why you did not read? Because you are not here.
I did read, but the fact.
So what did you read? The case clearly shows. If you look at the case, let's look at. We are now looking at Smith versus Safeway. If you say that you have read it, where it is saying that the facts? Do you see it saying the facts? Yes. Then how can you not understand what are the facts? I have dealt with it twice already. Explained you what is Smith versus Safeway. Now, if you do not come to the class, if you continuously irregular in class, you're very consistent about missing classes, and then if you come late in class, what would happen? We are not going anywhere with it. I have already posted a notice in your Facebook group giving your syllabus and your time of the next class test, which is going to be a week from now at 11:30. And the syllabus is from second week 2 to week 6. Week 6 is case.
The case related.
Yeah.
Self-study.
Yes. You will have another class with me where I'll go through the slides. Okay. So today is Sunday. It's coming next Sunday, 11:30. So you still have plenty of time, and you have to read it. So part of it you have to read the 3 cases: Re-A, Bolton, and Smith versus Safeway. Am I clear? Now, why did Mr. Smith go to the court?
Sexual discrimination.
Mr. Smith claimed that you dismissed me, which is unfair. Why? Because your dress code is discriminating me. Okay. Just court is the Safeway is saying no, it doesn't discriminate. And that is the thing that is. If you look at the judgment because the judgment কোর্ট কি করতে পারে কোর্ট এখানে একটা জিনিস ডিটারমিন করতে পারে সেটা কি এটার মাধ্যমে সেক্স ডিসক্রিমিনেশন হয়েছে কি হয় যদি বলে সেক্স ডিসক্রিমিনেশন হয়েছে হু গেটস রেমেডি রিসার্চ গেটস রেমেডি ইফ ইটস হয় না হু গেটস রেমেডি সেই হয়ে গেছে দ্যাটস কট স্টপ Safer remedy problem. Safer people will find that there is no self-discrimination. So there is some about right unfairness of money. Then research will have to be reinstated. Safer will be fined and all. Yeah. Now, court may impose the cost of litigation. Are we clear? Okay. So we'll have another class this week when we'll go through the slides. Okay, but you have to go aside. All right.
So Bolton versus
What happened in Bolton? Okay, thank you everyone who were present online and offline. I'm ending the class here.
Sir, Bolton, yes, for instance, we did